how narcissistic abuse wrecked my health and how I rebuilt it. Hey everyone, I'm Jake Platt, elite health, fitness, and wellness coach, and a professional certified life coach and author of MORPH Method, Pathway to Holistic Wellness. I want to talk about the impact narcissistic abuse has on your physical health. This is something I experienced personally, and it's brutal. It's not just mental. It can destroy you physically. Now, I've spent years in the health and fitness world, and as a certified professional life coach, I know how to handle stress. But narcissistic abuse was a completely different beast. It absolutely wrecked my health. And that experience is what led me to write my book, The MORPH Method. I want to understand and then help others understand what happens inside our bodies during this kind of abuse and how we can rebuild after it. So let's break down exactly what physiologically happens when you're dealing with an extreme narcissist. Number one, first up, there's a constant fight or flight response. Narcissistic abuse, whether it's manipulation, gaslighting, or that emotional unpredictability, puts your body in a permanent state of alert. For me, it was like my body was constantly flooded with stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. With cortisol levels that high, my immune system weakened. My heart rate stayed elevated and I was drained. This kind of stress doesn't let up and it really wears your body down, making you more vulnerable to illness and even long-term conditions like autoimmune diseases. Next up is adrenal fatigue. When your body is in non-stop survival mode, your adrenal glands can't keep up with the demand for cortisol. You're in such a deep state of exhaustion that it's hard to focus, to be motivated, and even to think clearly. Adrenal fatigue leaves you feeling mentally foggy, physically wiped out, and like you're running on empty. This isn't just feeling tired, it's deep, total fatigue that goes down deep into your core. The constant stress doesn't just affect your adrenal glands either. It throws your nervous system into a full breakdown. I was in a constant state of hypervigilance, always on edge, always bracing for the next emotional hit. My body was so used to being on guard that I couldn't fully relax, even when things seemed calm. And as a coach, I knew how important recovery was, but my body just wouldn't shift into that healing mode. I was trapped in survival mode, which takes a massive toll on energy, sleep, and overall health. And number four, then there's the brain rewiring that happens with prolonged abuse. It's not just that you feel foggy or have trouble making decisions. Narcissistic abuse actually changes the structure and chemistry of your brain. My amygdala, the part that senses threats, is on high alert. Any hint of stress or conflict would send me into a complete survival mode. The prefrontal cortex, where we make rational decisions, was barely functioning. I felt foggy. I struggled with memory and had trouble even thinking clearly or making any decisions. This constant stress shrinks the hippocampus, affecting memory. There were times I felt like I couldn't trust my own recollections, which can be terrifying when you're being gaslit. I lost my short-term memory at times. And to top it off, the push-pull of the love bombing and neglect from a narcissist messes with your oxytocin levels. Oxytocin is the bonding hormone, and this cycle traps you emotionally, making it so hard to leave, even when you know it's toxic. That's where the bond comes in. And this, number five, this constant stress also throws off all your other hormones, not just cortisol. High cortisol interferes with thyroid hormones, sex hormones like estrogen and testosterone, which impacts everything from energy to mood to libido. In my case, it completely threw off all of my hormonal balance, which took a toll on my physical health and even my ability to stay motivated in my workouts. When your body's chemistry is out of balance, you feel it in every aspect of your life. And number 6, then there are the physical symptoms. I was dealing with headaches, digestive issues, muscle pain, and sleep problems. All that constant stress, it physically shows up in your body. And these aren't random symptoms. It's your body screaming that you're overloaded. Even when I tried to push through, my body was paying the price. And number 7, and finally, there's the psychological trauma. Narcissistic abuse doesn't just mess with your mind. It messes with your whole sense of self. I want to turn that pain into something productive. And that's why I wrote the MORPH Method, Pathway to Holistic Wellness, to help others understand what they're going through and to give them a path to rebuild. And as a health and wellness coach and a certified professional life coach, I want you to know that you don't have to stay stuck. You can recover physically, mentally, and emotionally from this kind of abuse. And if this resonates with you, click the link for my Calendly in my support group, the Relationship Detox, and let's jump on a call to see if my program would be a good fit for you.